Oh boy.
Speaking of new ways of doing relationships, Neo is here to let us know that polygamy and polyamorous relationships are not for everyone. And he wants to make it very clear that he would not recommend his lifestyle to
Okay.
everyone. This is just what works for him, and everyone should do what works for them. Don't copy what I do. I meaning Neo. Don't copy what I do. Do your thing. Just because it works for me does not work for you. So this is an interesting topic. This here says what works for me might not work for you. Neo addresses being in a polyamorous relationship. American musician Neo shared his thoughts on polygamous marriages and opined that people should be free to love whoever they choose to. During an interview with TMZ on April 18th, the 44-year-old was asked whether he would recommend polyamorous dating to other people. No, I don't recommend anything to anybody. What works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. So find out what works for you, Neo responded. For the uninitiated, polygamy is a consensual, non monogamous relationship where people can get married to multiple partners at the same time. In
Well,
such relationships, in such relationships, having more than one spouse is considered ethical, whereas polyamory refers to the practice of dating multiple partners. R&B singer Neo was recently spotted strolling through the streets of Los Angeles while holding hands with two unidentified women at the same time on Thursday, April 19th. You should let people do whatever the hell they want to do, Neo opines on polygamous relationships. When TMZ asked Neo whether polygamous marriages should be legalized, musician Neo responded, "Sure, why not? I feel like in the realm of love and romance, you should let people do whatever the hell they want to do. Can't see how it's hurting anybody," Neo mentioned. The Soul Six singer also stated that he does not require the government's permission to do what he wants to do in his personal life. As the interview continued, Neo was asked whether he would be interested in marrying multiple women at once, to which he responded by saying, "I don't know, depends on the situation. I'm not going to let it ruin my day. At the end of the day, the people I love know I love them and they love me." The Grammy Award winner also explained that this was the first time he was in a relationship where he was seeing more than one woman at a time. He further said that this would likely be reflected in his music in the coming future. "I don't force it when it comes to music, it happens naturally," Neo responded. So that goes on to talk about his past relationship history. But there's Neo talking about his current relationship setup. He's in a polyamorous deal. He is seeing two women. I actually knew about this before because he be down here in Miami a lot.
mm,
And whenever he's down here, he be spotted with his two girlfriends because he's always with them. And they'll be holding hands together and people be taking pics and posting it and all of that kind of stuff. So
mhm.
he's unapologetic about this. And he's saying, "Hey, man, it should be whatever. Do what you do because it is what it is." But he also offers up that you shouldn't do it just because I do it and vice versa. Everyone should do what works for them. So, what do you make about Neo's approach to his modern relationships? You understand it? You think it works? Not works? What do you feel about this?
I definitely think it works for him. He seems to be happy with the results that he's getting from this. He did, have a bit of a tumultuous past when it came to partnership, so this might be his alternative, and I think it's the right one for him, especially for a person who lives the lifestyle that he lives, has the name recognition and all that other stuff, the status to go with it. So we talk on here a lot about how people who live in that realm find it difficult to just be with one person. So why not have a couple that are okay with it? I don't see any problem with that. I also don't see any problem with the everyday person doing this either. Now, I don't think everybody should do it. I agree with him in the sense that it's a teach their own kind of thing. But I'm telling you guys right now, for the people that's so against polyamorous relationships, let's be honest, and you be honest. For a lot of us, we've lived polyamorous relationships unknowingly. My thing is with this fast ass climate, if you got a fast person that you're dealing with, um, then you guys might want to be open about that. But that requires a large level of maturity that I'm thinking that the majority of people who are cheaters will never do. I think cheaters get off on cheating, to be honest. I think it's like a sick thing that, they get off on that. And I think polyamory kind of blows the lid off of it. It's not as spicy anymore. It's just whatever. So, but I think there's a lot of people lying out here right now in relationships, fronting. Okay, either carrying on conversations that they shouldn't be carrying on, actually having physical interactions they shouldn't be doing, or whatever else. And I'm over that. And I feel like if that's what you're doing, let's just go ahead and be honest about it. Let's just go ahead and be open about it so everybody can proceed forward. But if you're just gonna lie, no, I just want, it's just exclusive, and that's BS. In today's climate, is bogus. I'm finding it very hard to believe, man. I'm trying to keep my hopes up, but at the same time, bro, I got to be realistic, bro. I gamble a lot. You know what I'm saying? I play DraftKings a lot, and one thing that I learned from gambling, you can't be gambling with your emotions, your heart. At some point, you're going to have to make a decision to make the right decision and stop playing around. And so when you're around here playing with these relationships and playing with these people, and you going, oh, I'll trust this one, you're gambling, bro. It's the same thing. Hold out. Watch this behavior. If you can trust that behavior over time, okay, then you can trust this person. But as soon as they start giving you some inklings, as soon as they start giving you anything, hey man, I'm telling you right now, you know what I'm saying? There's more to that. Where there's smoke, there's fire. So whether you're living a polyamorous relationship knowingly or unknowingly, I think it's the wave right now. And I think he's ahead of the curve by just acknowledging it and saying, I'm just doing this and I'm not going to fake the funk anymore. I want more than one vagina. Sorry. And these two women are cool with it. I'm going to be with them. What's the problem here? I love it. So what are your thoughts, sir? Do you agree with Sir Neil? Do you think polyamory is the wave? Or do you think that, I don't know, man, this is a little too new agey for the population?
Yeah, I think 10 years from now, this is going to be the main way that people conduct relationships, I think.
Yeah.
You know, people will say that, they'll opt into a polyamorous relationship because they want to have the freedom to be able to exercise multiple options. And that's all well and good. But I personally have always believed that it provides people with the setup to be able to benefit from the construct of being able to say that you're a part of a relationship while also being able to exercise your right to just have sex with different people.
Yes.
Like it's not, I don't like the whole relationship thing, connection thing. I don't really buy it. I think that it is an exercise in being able to have multiple sexual partners. That's kind of what I think it boils down to. And the thing with me is if everyone's honest about it, then fine. So, with him being upfront and honest about it with his two girlfriends and they're aware and they know about it and they understand the terms of service and they get it and everybody's on the same page, who am I to judge?
Yeah.
Like who am I to judge? But I think most people in the world who try to practice this kind of thing are largely dishonest, and they aren't doing it because they need a piece of their personality or soul fulfilled by an individual who's not their primary partner. I don't think it has anything to do with that. And maybe I'm being cynical. I don't think it has anything to do with that. And I think it has everything to do with people just wanting to be able to have multiple sexual partners.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think people just want to be able to have sex with as many people as they want.
Yeah.
But obviously it's morally abhorrent to live like that, like proudly. So how do you reconcile the moral corruption that comes along with living such a way? Oh, I'm in a polyamorous relationship. Therefore, you can say I'm in a relationship. Therefore, as a person who's a part of a relationship, I am freed from the moral constraints that would otherwise prohibit me from living this way. It's okay for me to do it because, hey, everyone knows about it and I'm in a relationship. So no harm, no foul. But really, it's not about you having people in your life that fulfills certain needs that you have emotionally, mentally, spiritually. You just want to be able to get a variety of vagina and a variety of penis. That's what this boils down to.
Yeah.
Um, that's what this to me is a sexual ploy more than anything else, and that's why there's a part of it to me that makes me roll my eyes at it, because the excuse that is largely given to me for why people opt into it tends to not be sexual, when the truth is all of it is sexual in terms of your motivation for doing it.
Yeah.
So I just think it's complete and utter BS in a lot of ways, but people use it as a way to reconcile their desire to just be able to get their rocks off. And the thing about it is, in 2024, it's becoming more and more socially acceptable for everybody to date in a masculine way anyway. All of the, like everyone's saying, hey, women, do what you do, have as many, penises as possible. It's all good. Like, you can do the same thing a man can do. Who cares? So we're socially deconstructing this thing to remove the stigma away from it as it is. So
Hmm.
why opt into a polyamorous relationship just to be able to use the word relationship attached to your own personal life? Just do what you do and live free of the, constraints that even come along with invoking the use of the word relationship in the first place. Because all this is about to me is intercourse. That's all this is about. It ain't about a connection. It ain't about none of that stuff. Call me whatever you want to call me. That might seem controversial to some. Yeah, there might be some of y'all out there who are in a polyamorous relationship and y'all are doing it for the emotional connection. Y'all are in the minority. The majority of the people in the world who sign up for this are signing up for the opportunity to be able to have multiple sexual partners without having to deal with the moral conundrums that come attached with it. That's what this is about. So for somebody like him, the most that I can say is good job, because if you know about it and they know about it and y'all are all together and y'all all on the same page and y'all are with it and whatever, then cool. But in terms of the practical way that this is typically employed, and I know this from personal experience, this is just people out there saying I'm in a polyamorous relationship, but they just run around hopping dick.
Yo, yeah.
And and the dudes are running around sliding in whatever vag they want to slide in. But hey, man, it's all good because I'm in a polyamorous relationship. Like, I don't know, I kind of feel like it's bogus. I call BS on a lot of it. But very much like the soccer star that we just got finished talking about, for his lifestyle in particular and for his setup, he can do that because he is in a position of leverage to which he can set the terms and set the demands, and he can dictate what his girlfriends can and cannot do. Regular guy in regular world, good luck trying that with these women out here. They don't have to listen to you and agree to your terms. Just because you decide you want to incorporate a polyamorous relationship into your own personal life, and you're doing that with the girl who works at Macy's and another girl who is a bartender at a club, or another girl who serves drinks at the strip club, or another girl who works at a car dealership, who works at a gym, who's an influencer, who has an OnlyFans, who has an OnlyFans. Yeah, good luck getting them to agree to your terms with your meager position of leverage. So I think that the practical way that this is typically employed in the real world, to me, is stupid, is disingenuous, it's largely dishonest. Very much like those very same people who live life dishonest, who know very well that they don't want to be in anything committed because they want to run around cheating. This is just another way to excuse their otherwise dishonesty. To me, I've seen a few instances in which it is about genuine connection, but for the most part, this is just about people hopping dick and vag. So from that standpoint, I roll my eyes, I laugh at it. When people come to me hollering that noise about polyamorous relationships, ma'am or sir, when you come to me talking that noise about how that's how you choose to live, you're giving me all you need to give me in terms of what I need to know about how you live.
Hey
And
man,
one more thing, this is the last
yeah.
thing I'll say because I don't even want to touch on this no more. Um, you can convince me all day, every day that polyamory, and because some of these setups, these people try to keep it organized, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
pacts and contracts and addendums and paperwork. You can and can't do this. You can and cannot say this. Listen, if you're Neo, it's or Nick Cannon, fine, maybe it works. If you're dude who works at Dodge or Tires Plus, it ain't gonna go the way you think it's gonna go because you don't have that position of leverage. You don't. And if you're gonna convince me that it is all good with being out here dealing with this kind of setup, and you just gonna be out here willy-nilly exposing yourself to diseases and things of that nature, then go ahead, more power to you, good luck. um if I'm gonna do this, I'll wait until I'm in an ultimate position of leverage, very much like Neo. Otherwise, I am going to, by hook or by crook, and you can call me crazy if you want, I'm gonna keep doing it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't blame you, bro. There's still going to be people who do it the old-fashioned way, bro. These are just alternative lifestyles that are gaining steam, but they'll always be the traditionals. So, and they'll have their community, if you will. So, that will be available for people that are seeking that. But I'm telling you right now, the overwhelming majority of people are already, like I said, living it, whether they want to admit it or not. So my thing is for those people that are just doing that and living on the sly and doing people wrong, just be honest. Hey, I want to talk to somebody else. I don't want to not be with you, but you know what I'm saying, I want something different.
Yeah.
And just be honest about it and just do that. Because what that will do is it will not break up as many homes. It won't break up households because there's an understanding that, okay, bro, hey man, bro want a burger now. He's tired of my chicken salad. You know, yeah, and it's okay. And the same thing. It could just go like that. Now, it requires a lot of maturity. That's what I'm saying, man. This is not something for the faint of heart. Like you have to really be okay with this. Now you can't be playing the game and faking the funk and getting mad at your partner getting slayed more than you getting some. And it's like, hey
Right.
man, you out there giving it out to everybody.
Yeah. Oh
So
man.
that's gonna happen. It's gonna have its moments, bro. Trust. But I still think that is better off for people just being a little bit more upfront because I think that will save a percentage of homes that need to be saved. So that's why I always advocate because I already feel like they're down that road doing it anyway. And to tell those people to go traditional and to just be with one person, bro. Have you ever been in a situation with a chick that can't do that and you asked her to do that? Her skin literally crawls. I mean, they be busting out of their clothes like the Hulk. They can't wait to hit the streets. And it's like, hey, look, calm down. You know what I'm saying? So this, and the good people, they got
Yeah.
ADD.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they get bored real quick. That's what's going on. So, and that's why I think a lot of people aren't married, and that's why I think a lot of people be cutting people off. People aren't giving people chances because of these things aren't even allowing people to grow together. So, if there is something that would save households, I think that this would be a remedy of it. And man, to the government, if y'all can pass gay marriage, then pass polygamy. You know what I'm saying? Let it go down. I don't see anything wrong with it, man. You know what I'm saying? So long as it's above board and there's a way that things make sense and nobody can get married in two different places. Well, have a notary or both parties, all parties gotta be there. So nobody get married behind nobody back. There'll be things to fix it and clean it up. But I think that this really needs to change if we want to see the dynamics of families and homes get better. Now, what kind of conjuring up that's going to bring up in these households when they see people polygamy, polyamorous families? I don't know what that's going to do to people, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's going to be better than what we're seeing now. But I don't know. But all I know is there's a lot of cheaters out there. You know what I'm saying? And if there's 100 relationships right now, I would holler about 75 or plus. There's some crazy stuff going down. So those 70 something plus people in my world, I would tell them to just go ahead and be polyamorous. So, hey man, it's a touchy subject, man. You know, ladies ain't gonna like that. But I'm gonna tell you this. Hey man, open up your mind. You might like it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't plan on doing it. I want the traditional stuff. But hey man, I'm open to suggestions. Cause I'm telling you right now, bro. They in the streets, bro. They already doing it.
Yeah, I know. I
Oh,
know.
you
Yeah,
feel me, man?
I know. I mean, one thing that we can agree on is the importance of just being honest about it. That
Yeah,
I agree with 1000%. I think that if you are a man or a woman, you should just let anybody who you might be dating know that you're dating other people. Me personally, I've been told that. I didn't take it offense. I didn't become defensive because I kind of come to expect it, especially the more attractive they are. I kind of already assume that you have men on rotation. Like I
right,
already know these things.
right.
So like the open dialogue and communication about it is something that I can respect. But there are certain things that are tailored to my preferences that don't lend themselves to being able to stay safe
I hear
doing
you.
things this way,
I hear you.
and that's my whole thing. I don't, I'm not with diseases and all of that kind of stuff. And you're not going to convince me that it's cool to do that. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. But for like, but if it's a setup like that, like what Neo, because I would imagine Neo knows that his women ain't sleeping with nobody but him.
Yeah, I'm
But
pretty sure they got it.
my overall point is, I really only have faith in one's ability to pull that off successfully if you are in a decent enough position of leverage. And I think for most men in the world, most men from a profile standpoint don't retain enough leverage to be able to successfully manage that, at least not long term. I just don't see it because I feel like women are always going to have more options and they're going to exercise those options. And if that means leaving you or violating your terms because they can, because they have the options to do so, you're not going to be able to stop them from doing that.
No.
And the thing about these kind of setups is you brought up the word maturity, and you're extremely right about that. You really have to be strong-willed,
Yeah.
okay? Especially if you're a man, you have to be strong-willed because trust me, she has more options than you. She does. She does. Unless she's below average looking, she has more options than you. If she got that thing between her legs, so if y'all are doing this thing and everyone's committed to it and y'all on the same page, you can do your thing and she can do her thing, and y'all have an understanding and all of that kind of stuff, she's going to be getting her opportunities at a far greater rate than you.
Oh
That's
yeah.
just the way this thing shakes out.
Oh
So
yeah.
you have to be okay with that. You have to be willing to, you have to know that on them nights when you at home playing video games or watching the game, because you ain't hitting, your line ain't hitting as much, her line is always hitting.
Yo, somebody tearing that ass up right now.
That's what I'm saying. Her
Hey, look.
line is look, her hotline bling is always on swole.
Yeah.
Always. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm like. These. I think that these kinds of things, unless you are a high profile guy, I can't stress this enough. Unless you are a high profile guy who is in a tremendous, decent enough position of leverage, you are otherwise going to enter into these situations with women, and you are going to have to deal with the fact that she is going to have way more bites of this apple than you, because
Yeah.
women always have more options. Always. If you can handle that, if you can live with that, do what you got to do, bro. Do what you got to do. But I think it's a lot of dudes out here trying to pull this off, and they going crazy because these women running their mind crazy. Because even though they know that they can do whatever they want, she can do whatever she wants. And if she can do whatever she wants, she's gonna have way more chances to do whatever she wants than you.
Hey man, but that's what I'm saying. That it has the maturity. So there's levels and chambers in the brain that has to be rewired from traditional, and in order to make that happen, it's not like I'm already doing it. It's that I've already wired my brain for cheaters. So it's not that far. You know what I'm saying? But it's different. It's definitely a different world. But you know what I'm saying? I've trained myself to deal with like cheaters and infidelic behaviors. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, you're gonna get tortured. So there's a way
Yeah,
that you have to just like neutralize it. And the way that I did that is not in some P. Diddy sick kind of way where I'm envisioning her getting smashed, but you kind of have to envision her getting smashed. Oh, hold on.
uh,
And so, because take that right there, feel that pain and be like, man, well, nah, hell, I don't want to think about that. Nah, man, she loved it too. Like, do the whole thing. And then, and then once you get over that, then you go, so, it's like a so kind of thing. And then, so again, I'm not condoning cheating. I'm just saying, when you find that number in the phone, when that dude texted or whatever, or you heard a phone call, or you came across something and you found out something, like it kills all of that. You know what I'm saying? It just neutralizes it. So I'm speaking from that logic of like not giving a damn about what another person does with their body parts. Because honestly, from
you
history,
don't,
they're gonna
you
do
don't
it
know.
anyway.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
Yeah, so that's why so I'm not speaking from, I'm already out here polyamorous. No, I'm just like people doing this stuff anyway, and I
yeah,
already go through the mental stuff of going, hey, brace yourself for disappointment. I'm
right.
not summoning it. Oh, you're just a no, no. All right, what happened in your house? So hey man, it is what it is, man. I think this does need to be a larger conversation where people just really need to be honest. I'm tired of the lies, bro. The delusion, the cap, everybody out here with the princess story, all these dudes out here with the, oh yeah, I got this popping story. Stop the lies and let's be honest with
Yeah,
ourselves. And I think that we'll be better off as a community. So yeah, man.
yeah. I hear that. I'm listen. I don't like I don't mentally prepare myself for cheaters, but what I do mentally prepare myself for is the fact, the reality that I'm not the only dude she talking to. Like
With
I
that,
know
yeah,
this. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Yeah,
yeah.
like I know that. I know that for a fact. So like and I don't know, in the last, I don't know, 5, 6, maybe even longer years, every woman I've met, I have operated under the assumption that I am one of many. And I take that with me, and it really does help me every day, and it kind of guides me on how to better manage my emotions whenever I am not getting the type of behavior or reciprocation that I'm
Right,
looking for.
right,
It
right.
helps me to not mentally go crazy with anguish
Correct.
whenever I'm confronted with that.
That's
But I
all.
already know. But and that's the thing. Like the reality of it is, they have more options than us.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You got and it's all, unless you're in a supreme position of leverage. There's nothing that you can do to change that. So if you feel as though the best way for you to be able to deal with that is to sort of get into something like this, a polyamory type setup, then fine. But just understand, have the maturity, know what you're getting yourself into, because she's going to be doing this at an elevated level compared to
Oh,
you,
she gonna be
bro.
doing her thing, bro.
Yes, she is. She's
But
going to be doing it at an elevated level compared to you. And hopefully, she is not doing it in such a way that is so egregious that it's going to get you burned.
oh yeah,
Because that's what I'll be thinking about.
oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
that. I ain't with that.
And this is my last thing. So there still has to be some decorum here. All right, they're still like vetting people out. Like I'm not talking about dealing with like OF girls or girls who aspire to be like that. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
anything can happen, man.
Listen,
Anything can
I know,
happen.
no, I know anything can happen, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying, there still has to be some level of at least in the way that I would imagine it go, some level of decorum. That
yeah,
people aren't here just doing any goddamn thing.
Right.
you know. But
Right.
I still think that um, maturity is a big factor in our community as a whole, and I really think that we just need to grow up and be honest. As a lot
Yeah.
of lies, and you're right, man. You're absolutely right with the, just bracing yourself. So no, it's not a situation of getting weird. It's just or attracting it or none of that. It's just like, hey man, how can I mentally process
Right.
this? You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and processing it the right way. So I think that that kind of thought process is what happens. But while she's out here doing her thing because she has more options, you should be out here accomplishing goals.
Yeah.
What you trying to do? Lay up under her? About time you
Yeah.
out here accomplishing so many goals, your level of options will damn near equate. So get on your mission and stop trying to cake up. I'm not saying this to you. I'm just saying that
Right.
to the
Yeah.
idea of it. It's like men need to change. We're doing too much caking up and too much 2K. We got to go out there and get it. And
Yeah.
so and part of being out there and getting it and having motion, the women are gonna want to share you. So hey man, it is what it is. I'm probably talking too much. Let me cut this off. Oh, let me cut this
Uh,
off. But hey, man, do your thing out here, y'all. Man, live your lives. Be responsible, though. You be responsible.
yeah. Yeah. Please be responsible.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, vetting for sure, but man, it's crazy. It's just you say everybody out here doing it anyway, so you can vet and vet and vet. But if everybody out here doing it, that means everybody out here doing it.
Man, just,
So
hey, be mindful, guys. There's still some good people in the world, both male and female. I'll throw that out there. But
that's
if you know
fine.
the person you dealing with ratchet, I'm
Yeah,
saying? Look out, y'all. Look out.
that's fine. That's fine.